Welcome to our channel. Let's start the day with kindness, and the end goodness will flowing from you to yourself.
Aristotle was born in 384 BCE in Stagira, a small town in Macedonia, Greece. His father, Nicomachus, was a royal physician who worked for King Amyntas III of Macedonia. After the death of his parents, Aristotle moved to Athens at the age of 17 to study at Plato's academy, where he spent about 20 years gaining knowledge. Despite being one of the most brilliant students, Aristotle often disagreed with Plato, especially on the theory of forms. While Plato argued that the real world was merely a shadow of a perfect world of ideas, Aristotle emphasized the importance of empirical experience and direct observation in acquiring knowledge. After leaving Plato's academy, Aristotle traveled to various places, including Asia Minor and Lesbos, where he conducted extensive biological research. In 343 BCE, King Philip II of Macedonia called him to tutor his son, Alexander, who later became known as Alexander the Great. After completing his tutoring duties, Aristotle returned to Athens and established his own school, known as the Lyceum. At the Lyceum, Aristotle taught and wrote extensively, producing many important works in various fields of knowledge, including Metaphysics, Nicomachean Ethics, Politics, Poetics, and Rhetoric. The death of Alexander the Great in 323 BCE triggered anti-Macedonian sentiment in Athens, placing Aristotle in a dangerous position due to his ties with Macedonia. To avoid the same fate as Socrates, who was sentenced to death, Aristotle fled to Chalcis on the island of Euboea, where he died in 322 BCE. His intellectual legacy remains highly influential, with his works continuing to be subjects of study and discussion to this day. His students, including Theophrastus, who succeeded him at the Lyceum, continued to develop his teachings, ensuring that Aristotle's significant contributions to philosophy and science endured through the ages. Let's listen to some of his wise word.
You will never do anything in the world without courage. These are the best qualities of thought along with honor. All humans, in essence, want to know. We live in deeds, not years. In mind, not breath. In feelings, not in numbers. We have to count time by heart rate. He who is most alive thinks most, feels most glorious, acts best. The difference between an educated person and a fool is the same as the difference between a living person and a corpse. The beauty of the soul shines when a person endures trial after trial, not because he does not feel it, but because he is a person of high and heroic character. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. The only sign of mastering thorough knowledge is the ability to teach. The goal of the wise is not to have pleasure, but to avoid pain. We cannot study without pain. This is the reason why mothers are closer to their children than fathers. Because mothers suffer more when they give birth to their children and are more confident that they are their own. The worst form of inequality is trying to make things that are not equal. Those who know, do. Those who understand, teach. We must not be cowardly or reckless, but brave. To become aware that we understand or think means to be aware of our own existence. Through discipline comes freedom. Wanting to be friends can be done quickly, but friendship is a fruit that ripens slowly. The purpose of art is not to represent outward appearances, but of intrinsic value significance. The proof that you know something is that you can teach it. Educating the mind without educating the heart is not education at all. A happy life is a life in accordance with the values of virtue. It is a life that involves effort and is not spent on fun alone. The possibility of the impossibility is always preferable to the unconvincing possibility. Dignity is not earned by having honor, but worthiness in earning Courage is the primary human quality because it guarantees other qualities. Equality is reflected in the same treatment of unequal people. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in trouble. It is easy to do good deeds, but not easy to get into the habit of doing them. Pleasure at work puts perfection in work. Happiness depends on ourselves. Friends holding mirrors. Through the mirror, they can see each other in ways that they themselves could not. And it is this reflection that helps them improve themselves as persons. Hope is a dream that awakens. He who will be a good ruler must first be ruled. Not enough to win the war. It is more important to organize peace. During the darkest times, we must focus on seeing the light. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Humans are more affected by fear than respect.
Thank you for stopping by our channel. See you next time. Bye.